When you do it the traditional way, the better clinicians are losing you money,
Exactly.
right? They're not making you more money. You need bad clinicians in the traditional
In the
way.
traditional model,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is
Well, you need them to be bad enough to not get people well, but good enough to where people actually believe they're going to get them well.
yeah.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you, as always, for joining me. I have a special guest today. Honestly, we're just going to rap about happenings and what's going on in the healthcare world. Andrew Tran is on the podcast. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So last week we did some videos.
Yeah.
And we did some videos on kind of what's going on in healthcare.
Yeah.
The many, it wasn't a podcast episode, but it was like the multiple ways we're getting piped in healthcare, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. And one of the videos that we did was on burnout.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about, the top 5 professions that are burned out. And that video kind of went mini viral for us.
For us, yeah.
Yeah. And it was very interesting because there was a lot of healthcare professionals, radiology techs, nurse practitioners, nurses, physicians, physician assistants. I mean, basically, they all came out of the woodwork, right?
Yeah, just, we had done like the top 5 of burnout, but like I was talking to somebody, I was like, honestly, you could probably trade any of those 5 professions out with any other 5 healthcare professions, and everyone would feel the same way. So, so it just shows that like no one's there like, oh yeah, like my profession shouldn't be on the list. Like almost everyone in healthcare feels burnt out, no matter what level you're at, no matter if you're a doctorate degree down to like associate's degree or anything in between. People in healthcare are just feeling it and just being burnt out for a lot of different reasons.
So I wanted to do this because the amount of people that we had on probably 2 or 3 posts eclipsed over 100,000 views in a matter of 7 days.
Yeah.
And thousands of shares. I think collectively it was probably 4,000 shares between the 3 posts.
Yeah.
And so this is a big problem, right? Okay. And I know we'll take clips of this and we'll probably put it on the social media platforms as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk about like, all right, well, like what do we need to do to get out of this situation?
For sure.
Right. We can complain about it all day. And I think complaining is important to get awareness out.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big person in just complaining and then going back and doing the same thing that we've been doing forever, right? So we've gotten out of it in our way.
Exactly.
But there's many different ways to get out of it. So let's talk about some of those ways and give people at least some solutions to, hey, what are alternatives to what it is that you could do so that you aren't burned out anymore?
Yeah.
And you're not dealing with system, all right? So do you want to hit the first one? You want to talk about the first one?
Yeah. I think one of the ways that you can actually like not have as much burnout or easily get into, to burnout, and a lot of the things that we help people get out of is or help people with is like everyone's doing one-on-one, whether you're insurance based, whether you're cash even cash based or some type of hybrid, especially like a lot of people that we talk to and are like kind of solopreneurs, right? And then we have people that have multiple clinics, things like that. And I think one of the easiest ways to do it is doing something that is one to many. Like doesn't mean you don't have to just do only this way. You can still do one-on-one, but if you don't have something else, and I think one of the easiest ways is having digital products.
Yeah.
Doing something online. I mean, if you guys are watching this, you guys are online.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's where people's attention is. And I've seen it from like at this point, I think maybe 5-10 years ago, it's like, hey, there's a certain age demographic that you probably want to hit. But like there are people in the geriatric community, that, are buying programs, online programs for whatever it is, whether it's healthcare or not. So I think there's just so much opportunity with it still. And it's still, especially in healthcare, it's such an early I think it's still like an early phase of people doing it. There are some people that are doing it that we've seen, whether not just that's working with us, but like, that I've seen, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. Being able to do that.
So I think there's a couple things. I do think digital products is a very, very doable and viable way. And maybe later on in the episode we can show a girl that we just found on Instagram that's doing this. So look, we teach people how to do a lot of these things. I don't even want to make it about our agenda right now.
No.
I want to make it about, like, these are things that you can do. You actually don't even need a coach or an advisor. If you want to do it faster, you can have that. That's an alternative. But these are legit things that you can do, and do it like, and start this week, right? So digital products is something that Andrew just said. Before we even get into that, I want you guys to understand this first, and then I'm going to kind of just tell you all, like, some of the things that you need to do if you're going to make a digital product. If you're trying to make more money, you have to do one of three things. You're either going to have to help more clients, more patients. You're going to have to help the people that you're currently helping for a longer period of time, or you're going to have to charge more money to the current patients that you're working with. There is no other way around it.
Yeah, there was.
It's one of those three.
Exactly.
Here is the problem. The problem is that if you go and help more customers and you're doing it in a traditional way, that means you have to work more.
Yep.
Right. If you are going to help the current customers you have and you're going to do more services on them and you do it in a traditional way, that means you have to work more.
Right, yep.
Okay. All right. And then if you are going to charge people more, and the only way you are helping them is you being in front of them, you feel that if I'm justified to charge more, that means I'm going to have to work more.
Exactly.
So in every way, if you do it in a traditional way, it does not work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. That means you have to see more, right? So digital products is a way for you to not see more people, but it is a way for you to bring value to people with some of the information and some of the experience and expertise that you have, without having to physically be in front of them. Now, I have created digital products. You've created digital products. We've had hundreds, if not thousands, of clients now that have created some level of digital products.
Yeah.
We have seen them work. We've also seen them not work. And what I can say is that if you're looking to have a digital product that works, there's a couple things that at least come to mind for me. And I know you've seen it, you've done it for yourself, and you've worked with so many of these people.
Yeah.
Like, what's working for them, what's not working for them. Okay, so I'm gonna come up with some things, and then if you have some, is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. So I think number one, I think the biggest thing that allows healthcare professionals to make digital products work for them is that they have to solve only one problem with the digital product.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One problem only. And that's hard because we're taught that if we're going to see somebody, we have to deal with all the things that's going on with them. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely agree.
Yeah. So I think that is one of the biggest things. I think number two is you cannot price it. It is not valued. It is not put at a perceived value as when you're working with somebody in person. So if you're charging $150 a pop to work with somebody in person, you cannot charge that for a digital product. Definitely not out the gate.
Yeah.
If you just want it to be a product and there's no involvement of you,
Exactly.
it has to be a probably 8 times less than that.
Yeah.
Out the gate. If it's going to be a product and it's going to have some involvement of you, then you can ramp it up a bit, right? But then what people typically do when there's some involvement is, I'm going to do one-on-one again.
Yeah.
So they're still doing it. They're just not doing it in the same way as, them seeing somebody in a clinic. But they're still doing virtual one-on-ones, and then they find themselves running out of time again.
Yeah.
So I would say that those are two of the biggest things that I see. I don't know if there's anything else that you could think of.
Yeah. I think the first thing you said was definitely, probably the biggest thing, especially when you're first starting off online. But even after that, like, actually, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and who's in our world that was trying to build something for like aging women, aging well, and was just trying to hit everything of Like, we're gonna help you with your posture, but we're gonna help you with your hormones. We're gonna help you with your face looking young. We're gonna help you with your balance. We're gonna help you with the bone density. And I'm like, no one's gonna buy that.
Yeah.
Like you'll be maybe if you get some people sign up for free, but like it's just all over the place.
It's too much
And
stuff.
just solving everything with aging. And I was like,
Mhm.
well, I was like, why don't you just add all these 10 other things too? It's like, it's too much. I was like, yeah, what you have now is also too much. So I think that is definitely the biggest thing, especially like, again, starting off. And if you're gonna have something like you said at a much lower price point, and I think we can go the opposite way of like increasing the value 8 to 10x as well. But I think starting off for most people, especially with where we're at right now, it's like not also like one charging a lot less, but two like just having it something where it's simple for you to create as well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people try to create, you know, such a massive program and just trying to put everything they learn in, PT school, OT school, with everything you learn from the last 15 years of practice all into this course. And you're trying to educate all this stuff, basically turn your textbook into a course. Don't do that. And honestly, like, you don't even need any crazy platforms to do it. Like,
Yeah.
like we have, platforms that we've created stuff on. And I've used a lot of different types of platforms in the past where there's so many different things you can do. But I think it's just starting off, like, you can record like just one video. Honestly, you record a couple small videos and maybe a couple small little things that kind of supplements it.
Yeah.
And just get them like, just a small win, even within the one problem. Maybe just start off with a small. I think the biggest thing also for your clients is getting a small win, and it's like, okay, I need more.
Right.
But the same thing for yourself, as someone who hasn't done this in this way before. Like, you need to get a small one for yourself to believe that people, if you do, like I said, the other way, if you want to charge 10x and you have something a lot more involved with it, it's needing a small win of like someone's going to pay me something little before
Right.
they pay something,
Yeah.
something massive. Because I think a lot of times I think a lot of it's just such a belief issue, and just going online that's your way to do something. And it's like, if you can just record, like, if someone has like severe knee pain, 8 to 10 out of 10 pain, and it's like, what if you just have like a mini course that like, hey, I can get you from 10 out of 10 pain to like 3 out of 10 pain, just mild pain.
Mhm.
Like, you don't have to promise the world, like, you go back to running and doing all this stuff. But if I can just help you calm this down, like, okay, you help me calm this down, what do I do next? And
Right.
they'll probably pay you 10x that as well, because now it's like, okay, well, I've been in this pain for a year, no one's been able to help me with it. So I think it's starting to off something small like that can help tremendously when you're doing digital products.
Yeah. I think the key thing that you said there was getting one win.
Yeah.
You have to get people a fast win. And the wins don't have to be like these massive, huge things. Just be something like just getting people awareness, like, oh crap, I didn't know that existed. Oh my gosh, whoa, I didn't know I could move my back like that and it release some of the pressure. Oh wow, I didn't know that I could have this type of food and it wouldn't raise up my blood sugar. Just these small little wins
Yeah.
is what gains the confidence. And that means that you probably shouldn't be creating any type of big digital products because it just psychs you out.
Yeah.
The more you create and the more you feel like, wow, if I'm creating all this, I should charge more, right? And really it's just charging a very nominal amount because people, it's almost like you have an ice cream shop and everybody knows you for ice cream and now you want to start selling hot dogs there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Everybody's used to coming to you for whatever service it is that you offer, but they're used to coming to you for that thing. They're used to coming to you for ice cream, not for hot dogs. Right? So now if you are going to get them to consume some hot dogs at your joint, okay, well then you got to make it really, really, really enticing for them to actually trust you with that. So don't make it a lot of money and make it to where, look, just take one bite. Just take a sample.
Exactly.
And if you like it, cool, I'll sell you the whole hot dog. If
Exactly.
you don't like it, cool, don't worry about it. We can just keep on having ice cream. So I think that's one of the biggest things. So I would say that's probably some of the biggest things someone could do to get a digital product off the ground.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
agree?
Yeah, just something simple. And if you guys are watching this, like all the bells and whistles of like having a page and all this stuff, like you can just start off with just talking to a few people, having a video, having some way, like if you don't even know tech, like Venmo to PayPal, whatever, Cash App.
Make it simple, man.
Just make it simple, but I'll just email it over to you. And it'll be like, hey, and just get some feedback onto it. And then now you can start building the infrastructure and everything with it. Because that if you start scaling that, like if you get 1,000 people that want to buy your stuff, like you're not going to want to do that. But just get 5, your first sale for sure. And just doing it that way and just seeing like the value, is this what people want? And also, is it working without you having to jump on a call for whatever solution that you're helping them with?
Yeah, from 2016 to 2020, I probably made about maybe 25 different digital products. And, some went good, some didn't. But I made the products first
Mm-hmm.
before selling it to people. After 2020, I actually started saying, okay, I'm going to get people, make sure that they actually want this before I actually sell it. And so basically, don't make anything too big out the gate. That's the biggest thing I would tell you guys. So all right. So that's one thing. All right. I think one of the other things that we could talk about is apps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we've had clients that have created apps
Yeah.
in the past,
Yeah.
have paid an exorbitant amount of money for it.
Yep.
But today with no-code tools, which we'll talk about in a second what that actually is, you could create an app for honestly for free.
Yeah. You guys.
And then there's some tools that they charge $15 to $50 a month, like
Yeah.
$25 a month, probably average, that you can make these apps. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I think that's I think it's like one of the coolest things that we can do now, of when like being able to create apps, of because I think so many of us have ideas for apps,
Mhm.
and it's just a new game of like being able to create something without having to learn like the coding and like the language
Yeah.
and all the stuff behind it. And it's limited honestly to your own imagination of like and how well you want it to operate. Um, we've created our own like internal app that we use for something that we were paying, a couple $1,000s a year for, and be able to cut those costs for just something internally. But then also like, we've had our clients being able to create stuff where normally you would probably pay like on the low end, probably like $50,000 to $100,000, and then upgrades and revisions, and it always takes 6 months longer than so then you're probably doubling that price to get app out. And yeah, now you can create one in one sitting, honestly.
Yeah.
You can really create it in less than an hour, really robust, functional, like just to be, transparent with everyone else of like, probably doing a weekend, like I think you can get a solid app, starting off and being able to be functional within an hour. But then you start seeing little things here and there. It's like, okay, I want to tweak this thing, I want to tweak this thing, but you can probably do it in a weekend. And I think it's just, something where we could offer our clients, your patients, and being able to build an app for whatever profession it is, of like all the ideas, like everyone, I would say almost everyone has an idea for an app of something that they could do.
Yeah.
So
Here's something I would say to you guys that are listening. With regards to app, you can decide which direction you want to go with the app. You can either create something to solve a problem for you internally,
Mhm.
or you can create something that is going to solve a problem for other people.
Mhm.
I have seen that the majority of apps that have done well, I'm talking healthcare people,
Mhm.
are you solving a problem for yourself internally and then using it to help other people that are similar to you,
Yeah.
that can then have that problem. Why? Because the app in and of itself is one thing. To sell it, I'm talking about how to make money from this stuff. You have to have the messaging right.
Mhm.
So, perfect example. You just said it. We had an internal communication platform,
Yeah.
right? That was how we were communicating with our clients. So, for those of you that don't know, we actually have an agency of virtual assistants that help clients with their social media and their digital products and all the other stuff. Okay. So there's, I think it's like 12, 13 virtual assistants. It's like 13
It's
full-time people.
14, yeah.
Okay, 13 full-time virtual assistants that work for us. So we were using a platform called ClickUp. Many of you have probably heard of
Yeah.
it before. All right. So what we did is we said there's a lot of features in ClickUp that we don't need.
Mm-hmm.
The main ones that we need, you guys created it. It's not something that happened, overnight. But now we actually have it to where it's being used. It's not being used fully yet, but it's nearly there, right?
It's like 98% of the way
It's
there.
like 98% of the way there. So that is something that you're doing to solve for yourself right away, right? Now, I'm just sharing with y'all, like, this is what we did,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it solved a problem for us internally. Now, some of you are listening, you're like, dang, I need that too.
Yeah.
And we are using it, and we are the first testimonial because we're actually the customers
Yeah.
for it, right? So in any app, in any product that you have, you got to create it first. Then you actually have to sell it. You got to get customers, and then the customers got to say, hey, the thing's good.
Yeah.
So the reason why I say that usually solving a problem for yourself is the best
Yeah.
is because you become the first customer. You solve the problem for yourself. Now you could talk about it like authentically.
Yeah.
Like, dang, this thing really, really helped me out. And then you take it from there. Here, I'll give you guys an example. So I was up in Cleveland,
Yeah.
about a month ago or so.
Yeah.
And the practice that I was consulting for, they wanted a way for their therapists to be able to track their cancellations, their no-shows, and what their utilization was, right? How many products they were selling, et cetera, et cetera. And it's really tough for the supervisors to always be on them, like, oh, now it's all about money, it's all about numbers, whatnot. So I was like, why don't we just create an app for it?
Mm-hmm.
So we created an app, right? It took me less than an hour. We made a couple revisions, back and forth, maybe 4 or 5. But basically, the app allows them to log in on their phone, track how many visits they had, how many people were scheduled, how many no-shows. And then every day, it gives them a graph of you are above standards, you're at standards, you're below standards, you're massively needing improvement. You need to go and talk to your supervisor, right? So the app almost does a lot of the policing for them,
Yeah.
with them having to not do it,
Yeah.
right? It solved a huge problem internally. So I said to the team, if we can get, right now the cancellations are probably like at 22, 23%. It's like, if we can get you from 23 to 20%, how much money is that going to save you? It said hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars every month to 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that app, that I'm paying $25 a month for the service.
Yeah.
That app has now the potential to save my clients money that they're losing anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Save them maybe, I don't know, maybe 50 grand a month,
Yeah.
right? Let's just say on the lower end, 40 to 50 grand a month. Bro, that's amazing,
Yeah.
right? And then if they like it now, they start telling their colleagues, oh my gosh, we started using this app. Now we don't have to bug our therapist anymore. Then you think the colleagues gonna want it?
Right.
Right. So that's why I say probably the best thing to do is to solve a problem for yourself
Yeah.
that can make your life better.
Yep.
And then from there, it makes it so much easier because just because you have an app, don't mean you're gonna make any money off of it.
Exactly.
There's got to be a really good story behind it,
Yeah.
and and clarity on how it can actually help people. So if it helped you, it can help others.
Exactly. And like the way, like how we did it, like it's probably, and honestly, I said 98% good. Like it's done. But we are just testing it out for a whole nother week.
Yeah.
So like I'll kind of tell you the process that we did it. So I kind of started the bulk of it, building it out,
Mhm.
and then I have like the management team for the virtual assistants. They're the ones really that kind of took off and finished the last 20% of it.
Mhm.
The last 20% of it, which is all these small little tweaks here and there, right? And so they helped finish that off, and then we tested it with those 3, and then each week we just added a few new team members to do it, and then test it out, figure ways to break it, test everything out, and then we started seeing these little small like glitches, or this little thing that happened was like, oh, this isn't showing right, like whatever it is, and we just kept adding to that. So right now, like everyone's on it right now, but also if it's stay for the whole week, let's just see if there's any issues that come up. So it's just like beta testing yourself,
Right.
and then we're gonna have the clients, of course, can be able to see what's going on there. We're using ClickUp right now, but now if we're like, I think it's also gonna be easier because we can program certain things with this ClickUp, which is charge
Right.
us for if you have so many clients that are on there, and for them they can only see it, they can't edit it too much. So now like we are able to do that, and again, it's $25 a month for us to do that with multiple apps, not just the one app. So then at some point, once we're good with that, like if we want to, we could easily sell that for other companies and stuff to be able to use. But yeah, just like you said, like you can use something internally for yourself. And so you gave the example for the kind of like productivity, just no shows and cancellation stuff.
Mhm.
But like you can build something for your patients and have your patients use it,
Right.
have them be beta for free, or very very small charge with it. Well, maybe first group of people is free, next group of people is a small charge, and you're able to figure that out. It's like, okay, this is working really well
Right.
for whatever ideas that you may have, whether it's a home exercise program, tracking progress to whatever it may be with your business and your practice. And then once that's good, now you can say, hey, literally just talk to it and just say, now I want to be able to have other companies that are using this and have a different view, and where no one has access to that, and then just go through that way as well.
Yeah, there's so many cool ways for you to be able to do it. You could again solve a problem for yourself or solve a problem for others. The only thing about when you're solving a problem for others is that you have to know the messaging behind it. When I solve a problem for myself, and I look back at like SSPT, when I started SSPT, I solved that problem for myself.
Yeah.
So the messaging, I didn't even have to be good at content and good at messaging in order to get it to sell, because it was all my story, right? Whereas all the things we do now are not always all my story. It's something I know how to do, but it's not like something that I'm living necessarily like right now. You know what I mean? Whereas before, it's like it was truly my story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's huge. All right, another one we said was memberships. So I think one of the biggest things that I'll tell you guys is we struggle in healthcare because every single thing we do is transactional. We see a person, we see them, they go. They come back, we see them again, they go. We have to beg them to come back, they come back, they see us again, we go. And every single transaction is truly a one-time transaction, hoping that we can do it again.
Yep.
And I love memberships because memberships allow you to be able to get people to commit to, I'm going to give you money week over week, month over month, year over year, and you are going to give me something back. So I'm not starting over from scratch every single month. Now, the thing is this, there's many different types of memberships. And I'll just tell you guys, like the first one I did where I'm like, dang, man, this is such a game changer for my business, was a product-based, membership. Okay. And so there are physical products and then there's info products. Physical products is actually what I did initially. So I did this in 2014. I was doing stuff with Beachbody. I was using their products, Shakeology. I was using it for myself. It was really, really helping me with weight issues that I was having and just overall just not feeling great. And it just started helping me. And again, because I used it first, I became proof of the product. Then other people are like, yo, well, gee, what are you doing? So I started selling their supplements in my clinics. That's what I did. I sold their supplements in my clinics, and the supplements, the monthly amount, like the monthly charge for it, at that time, I don't know what it is now because I don't do it today, but it was $129 a month. So I was charging $129 a month. I was getting a $32.50 commission every single month. And I didn't have to package any of it or store any of it. So it's $32.50. And I got, at my peak, I was at 300 active members. So 300 times $32.50, I was making $10,000 a month from that recurring.
Yeah.
Right now, like I've gone down, I've gone up, I've gone down, I've gone up, but that's what I was making at, like, I was 10K a month. So now any additional things like fitness programs, exercise programs, other products, everything was products. So it's like once they bought it, it was theirs and I didn't have to do anything. But everyone that bought a product from me, it was like a program that was after they finished their rehab. Well, they had the opportunity to stay on the recurring revenue. I usually had about 70% of the people do it. So that's how I pulled it off.
Yeah.
So that's physical product membership.
Yeah.
Month over month, they're getting supplements. The supplements are helping them with their body, with their rehab, with their recovery.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
So that's a physical way. Then there's info way. And the info way is where I'm giving you information, but I'm giving you new information month over month over month.
Yeah.
That is giving people peace of mind. Because when they're looking for information, they know that they have it with me.
Yeah.
Right. And so they're paying for that month over month over month. And that's another way to do it. But I mean, I think the cool thing with memberships, man, is that you are getting paid and not starting from scratch every month.
Right.
Freaking sucks to start from scratch every single month.
Yeah.
That's what most healthcare professionals are feeling.
For sure. Yeah. And I think maybe it's a subcategory of the info membership, but it's like just having support. Because support's having membership. Because you're giving them information to doing that. Like you can do the info membership where you're putting new content in each month and you're helping them with that. But like if you're, let's say, a physical therapist and you just either you have a wait list or you have people that are currently on your plan of care or just people in general that aren't in your physical vicinity that you're able to help, but you can have like a membership where you're just kind of having like a Q&A forum or office hour or whatever you want to call it, just a call a week, and then just answering questions about what's going on with them, because it could be, because how often, like even again, you start with the people that you have already, how many times do you overload them with information on an evaluation or in between visits, or it's just people just are stressed in general.
Right.
Just don't forget stuff. We make jokes about it all the time, like, but it's also like there's a lot of new information that we're giving them, and then they can't remember everything. Or sometimes it's like I did this and it's one little thing I totally forgot. Like this, like they're not the experts, like we're the experts. But if like it was like, hey, once a week you can just jump on this Zoom link and I'll answer any questions you guys have. That's like, oh yeah, this exercise, yeah, you're doing it right. Keep going with it. And or no, like, yeah, bring your hips back a little bit and do it this way, right? Or it's like, hey, this is bothering me. I can give you a modification versus waiting a whole other week for the coming in, or if they're on a wait list. I think that's just another way of support where you don't even have to build out. You can have information library, but if you're just having that as well, I think that's something where for a low cost, you can have as many people you want on there, like $10, $20, $30 a month.
And a lot of it is just how you position it. You know, if you position it to where it's like, hey, this is how I am saving you money, right? When I go to the doctor and I need something from the doctor, or I need some type of like advice or counsel, you know, I have to make an appointment. Again, the traditional way, I got to make an appointment. I got to get on their schedule. I got to physically drive there, and then I got to get the information.
Yeah.
And then I leave. But if I can know that from you, you can give me the information whenever I need it. Like whenever I need it, you can give me the information. And it's going to cost me half or a quarter of what a traditional copay would be. And I don't have to physically go and get it. It's basically going to be given to me. Again, it's how you position it. That's the value that you're getting from people.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, it's like people like peace of mind. People like to know I've got it on call. You know that I tell you something today. I actually just canceled a membership today. I canceled my Audible membership. You know, I've had Audible for 12 years. Paid $14.99.
How many credits do you have on there?
I had 22 credits.
Sign up before you go. Did you use those credits? Did you buy stuff before you canceled it?
I didn't. Should I have?
Yeah, they make you lose all those credits.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. Anyways, go on. That's not good. That's not good.
Well, here's the thing. I have it until May something. So I can use those credits, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I need to do that today. Okay. So, but yeah, you know, it's like I had it, and you know what? Even though I wasn't using it, I'm just thinking I've had it for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not
Like
true.
12?
No, 12 years. I've had it for 12 years. I've had it since 2014. Yeah, so I've had it for 12 years. So I had it for 12 years. So that's 12 times 12. That's 144 months,
Yeah.
correct? Am I right with that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's 144 months I've had it. And I probably used it like 10 months,
Mm.
maybe.
Yeah.
But I kept it just because
Yes.
it's a peace of mind
Yeah.
of knowing that no matter what, I'll always, if I need to learn something, I'll always have. But now I realize that I love to read
Mm-hmm.
more than actually listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The reading takes me away. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It makes me have to focus. So I'm not using it much. But my point is that people buy memberships for peace of mind.
Yeah.
Just to know it's there. Just in case I need you, it's
Yeah.
there, you know? So anyways, yeah, I mean, I feel like, again, you don't have to do this, you guys. You don't have to do it, but doing it in a traditional way is sucking the life out of you. So we've talked about apps. We talked about digital products. We've talked about memberships, whether they're physical or info.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know there's people that want to stay in a clinic, right? They want to stay in a clinic. And we were just talking about one of our clients, Michelle, right? So
Yeah.
you want to talk about Michelle, and then I'll tell them a little bit about what she's doing.
Yeah. So, well, I know you have more recent updates with Michelle, but she's, one of our clients that we worked with for a few years now. And she just opened her 6th, 7th, 8th clinic.
Yeah. So she's opened up her 6th and 7th clinic this month. She's opening up her 8th clinic in May, the first
Okay.
week of May.
Okay. So next week.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So here's the crazy thing. In the last year, she has opened up, she was at 3 clinics.
Mm-hmm.
So she's opened up 5 clinics. Not even in the last year. In the last 8 months, she's opened up 5 more clinics.
Yeah.
She's opened up these 5 clinics in now 3 additional states. And she's, by the end of this year.
She hasn't been to all of them yet, has she?
Huh? What's that?
Has she been to all of them?
She's been to all of them,
yeah.
like been there, like
At some point.
Yeah, to
At some
start
point,
it off.
like,
Or,
she's not going to
I mean,
all
but
of them
she's not.
regularly.
No.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, because people are saying, "Oh, private practice is dead." No, the model you're using might be dead. Here's what she's using.
Yep.
She's using solution-based offers,
Yep.
and she's using memberships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's all she sells. She does not sell any per visit. She does not sell any packages. It's either you are buying an outcome
Mm-hmm.
over a specified period of time that we're going to work with you, or if we feel as though this is going to be a long-term problem beyond a specified period of time, then you are basically buying a membership, and the membership is a monthly membership or an annual membership. I think she's selling about 80% of them as annual.
Yeah.
So when you have a model like that, you can win
Yeah.
because there's good profit margins in it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what allows her to be able to grow and expand and take the company to another level.
Yeah. And because you're not relying on visit per visit. So if there's like a month where it's just a little bit less visits, she's still making the same amount of money.
Still making the same amount of money.
Either way with it. If like you don't get dinged for no shows and those cancellations.
Right.
So it's a model where I think, it's pretty transparent to, I think it's how you present it. But it's transparent to the patients as well. Like, hey, this is exactly what I'm going to be paying, and I'm going to get this result if you're doing a solutions-based offer.
Right.
And then even if you're doing the membership, like you're probably going to get that result within that membership. But since it's something that they're maybe more complex, whatever it is, and having to do like an annual membership for it, like people feel, a peace of mind of like knowing what exactly they're going to be paying.
Yeah. So basically the way that it works with her is the client is paying for a result, and they're focusing on the result versus the amount of time that they're going to be working with each other. We are telling them that we believe we can get this result in this time period or sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And we're letting them know that the goal is to get it done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
We will still have care done during that particular time, but the care will be more preventative care versus we're just going to try to stretch it out
Yeah.
as long as possible. And so that's how you position it. Again, it's all about positioning.
Yeah.
So if she's working with somebody and she's saying, hey, I'm going to get you this result, and I believe we can get this result in 90 days or less, and the goal is to get it done faster.
Mhm.
Well, when she gets the result, or her clinicians get them result in 5 weeks, they're happy
Right.
and they paid for the result.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 12 more weeks, right?
Right.
But during those 12 weeks, now we can get them to consume the other things that are helping them keep the results,
Exactly.
which then leads them into membership,
Exactly.
right? And so it's just on how you position it. So when you're doing it like that, the better clinicians are actually making you more money.
Mm-hmm.
They're not losing you money.
Exactly.
When you do it the traditional way, the better clinicians are losing you money,
Exactly.
right? They're not making you more money. You need bad clinicians in the traditional
In
way.
the traditional model,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you need them to be bad enough to not get people well, but good enough to where people actually believe they're going to get them well.
Yeah.
You know, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're in a clinic, those are the two ways of two of the ways where either you're on membership or a solutions-based offer. And then one other thing that we talked about just before jumping on here was actually kind of going off from one of those videos that we talked about that kind of went viral-ish for us last week, and created a lot of conversations, was how, I forgot, was it like United Healthcare or United Health Services or whatever it is, and how they basically, like, I don't even know which company is technically like the top company of it, like the parent company of it, but basically they own for those of you guys who haven't seen the video, but like the insurance company owns the pharmaceutical companies to own the clinic that the pharmacies are going out of, but also the clinic that the doctors are out of, and everything in between.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know, it's like 6 or 7 different companies that was like underneath the one parent company, and like they basically have everything all in one.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, like, we just think about, like, if you're a physical therapy, like, all we're doing is physical therapy here,
Right.
right? And I think we can do that as well, and doing it in an ethical way where we're actually getting people better versus these people are like, we're going to deny you because my other company that I own is denying this for whatever reason that I'm making up. So, but if you can have an all-in-one in your company, of, like, we have I think she's an occupational secretary, but she has occupational therapists and speech therapists primarily. They may have some PT and stuff, but they work with pediatrics. And it's not just doing, one-on-one with pediatrics, which is not profitable, or pediatrics, one of the hardest ones. You have to do one-on-one, and depending on the insurance, things like that. But they have other services, and the other services typically are one-to-many.
Right.
So they have like a preschool that they have for people who, for the pediatric population that maybe isn't suitable for regular school. They have summer camps that traditionally that for people who are kids are going to go to regular camp, but they still have a summer camp, all the same stuff, but they're still getting a little bit of the PT, speech components with it as well. And just having other programs like that, they're able to, because maybe they're coming in through the camp originally, and it's like, oh yeah, after camp is done, you can get regular speech therapy, week in and week out with that as well. So I think having multiple programs or ways to help people and under one roof, that's not just insurance based, or even again, if you're cash based, that is just patient care, what you're doing. And we have a lot more skills, no matter what healthcare provider you are, you have so many skills to be able to expand and have other services, and doing it also one-to-many.
I think one of the things, and many people ain't going to talk about this because this is too uncomfortable, but you have to look and see the things that are pissing you off, like what's happening with CVS Caremark. So you're just talking about the things that are pissing you off. Why don't you just do them? I mean, that's just the truth. Now, nobody wants to hear that, but that is the truth. Every single thing that I have created in healthcare that people know me for, which is I didn't create memberships. I just started doing memberships inside of the clinic, right? Okay. I didn't create the solutions-based offer. no, Wendy's created the solutions-based software or whatever companies.
Most
I just
companies.
watched other companies
Yeah.
do it, and I'm like, why don't I do this?
Right.
Right? I didn't create what CVS Caremark is doing, which owns Aetna, and that owns CVS,
Yeah.
like pharmacy managed, clinic, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm like, well, if they doing it, what can we do
Yeah.
to where we create our own farming system? That's really it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't create the SBO.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I saw? What I saw is I saw other other work comp companies
Yeah.
that were doing it to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, they're charging me $500 for me to see an ACL patient that I used to see for 4 months.
Yeah.
And all I'm getting is $500.
Like, no matter how many visits you see him for.
No matter how many visits. And I'd be so pissed. But I'm just like, yo, screw it. Well, why don't I do it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll charge you money. And then if I get you better, faster, I'll make more money.
Yeah.
Right? So why don't we just do the things that they're doing to us? Just play the game.
Yeah.
Just play your own game.
That's true.
But you're doing it in a way that's ethical because I'm doing it in a way to where, like, I feel like, well, first of all, you don't have to take me up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I'm giving you value, you'll stay. If I'm not giving you value, then you're going to leave.
Right.
And that's it. And I just think, we just have to look at all the things that are pissing us off and say, wait a minute, they ain't going to stop. So how do I take their model and how do I put it in for what I'm doing, but make it make sense for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing because healthcare is so behind in like just about everything is just seeing how things are working in another industry and how to apply it within our industry. And I mean, we talked about a lot of it today as well, but just for those of you guys that are seeing other businesses that are winning and that you probably spend a lot of money in, like just see what they're doing and just reverse engineering. It's like, okay, just starts opening your mind up of the ways that we're able to help people, but also for both sides to win. And I think the majority of people that are probably listening to this, that we talk to, that we help, like, I don't think we've had any like sleazy people that are just trying to get over and then do things unethically. Like, so just do it in a way that is ethical, where both sides are actually winning and getting results, and then also not burning out in the process of doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I know for me, I know that if I'm going to the store, I know that the majority of times I'm going to either Sam's Club, I'm going to Walmart, I'm going to Target, Super Target,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm going to Costco. Why? I'm going there because they got everything.
Yep.
They got everything, man. I can get my fruits there. I can get my veggies. I know my bougie people talking about Sprouts and all them places, but right now I'm trying to make a point, okay? I can get my veggies. I can get my pillowcases.
Mm-hmm.
I can get my pillows. There's even some clothes I can get for the children.
Mm-hmm.
I can get my tires done. I can get everything, bro.
Yeah.
I can get everything there. So it's like we don't look at them as thieves, right? So, and their prices are fairly affordable, but how they make their money is they understand that, hey, you know what? Let's make it off of volume.
Yeah.
Okay? We're using insurance. Again, like the example we're giving you guys here. If you're not going to use insurance, we recommend that you do, pay for outcome.
Mm-hmm.
If you are going to use insurance, you can't do that because you're using insurance. So what you do is you do it like what our clients are doing. You have other things at your facility. You have a camp. You have a school. You have products.
Yeah.
You have other information products. You have a membership. You have, things that people can buy that maybe are not even tied to you, but they're tied to another company. But you have their trust. So that's the things that we have to start thinking about to make life easier on people, because what people are looking for is they're looking for trust.
Yeah.
And once they trust you, if they know that you're good for it, they'd rather just rock with you instead of going with somebody else.
Yeah.
So I think that's really, those
Yeah.
are, important things. All right. Let's talk about the biggest one that people are making all the bank on. We want to play that video,
Yeah.
content creation. Let's do that real quick. Yeah, let's do that one first.
Oh, what's the title on this one?
That is so good.
Let's have a couplet right now. Oh.
Okay.
I got the new
Oh, yeah. Okay.
highest paid skill in today's world is content creation. Tell me more. Am I a content creator? No, you are making the first stage of content by being on here and espousing your opinions. Someone has to take it and make it digestible, Stuart, which means they cut it off, they edit it, they understand the algorithms of the platforms they're going to put it on, they insert advertising in it, they make money. So what they do is they take Stuart and they reduce their customer acquisition cost with you. But the people that could do this are rare because they have to be someone who's grown up with social media, understands whether it's horizontal or vertical on a phone, has done this before, and is willing to be compensated based on reducing CAC, customer acquisition costs, and increasing ROAS, return on ad spend. These people used to make 48 to 60,000 a year, and now 600 to $1 million a year. Because they don't work anymore. They contract out their services to multiple S&P 500 companies and small companies. I used to hire these people. Now they're my fastest growing cost. A hot content creator, a creator that understands the algorithms, that knows the difference between a LinkedIn post, a Twitter post, or now X, or let's call it Instagram or Facebook. They're different. And they understand exactly the ebb and flow of the algo, and they make you money, and they take a little piece. They're like little Mondamis. But they... Hi, I'm Kevin O'Leary.
Wow. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, I was in DC with my daughter, looking at some apartments, and the apartments are pretty expensive in downtown DC. And I asked the person that was giving us a tour, who is living in these things? And I'm thinking that it's a bunch of government officials.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, the majority of the people that can afford this are content creators.
Yeah, that's
Could
good.
you imagine that?
And then like a nice like luxury type of apartment.
Beautiful luxury apartments, 600,000 to $1 million. I don't know if those numbers are a little stretched, but I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Uh,
He might have like an agency that
yeah,
paying with the team or something like that,
but it makes sense, and the way I think people have to look at it is, before we would watch TV, TV is where we would get our entertainment from. And people and companies would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to have a 30-second clip
yeah.
of a commercial to get awareness of their product, maybe even try to sell their product,
Yeah.
right? Some commercials, awareness, some commercials, I want you to consider my product. Some commercials, hey, buy this, get this Domino's
Yeah.
pizza, right? And you pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. You watch any TV lately?
Outside of like streaming sports and stuff, like
Right?
yeah,
You're not watching TV, but where are you?
on my phone.
You're on the phone.
Yeah.
So the phone is the new cable TV. And the phone, shoot, we were just talking about something outside when we were having lunch. And as
Oh,
soon as
yeah.
and within a minute,
Yeah.
that thing came up
Yeah.
on your phone, right?
Yeah.
What the heck were you talking about? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like we were talking about that. The phone, they have so much information on us that they're not just putting a Doritos commercial in front of us, where some of us might like Doritos, some of us
Yeah.
might hate it. They're putting everything that's going on in our brains, in our conversations, in our lives in front of us for us to buy right then and there. So a good content creator can connect with you in ways that a, you know, D-level actor for a commercial
Yeah.
can't.
Exactly.
And they can make companies so much more money.
Yeah. It's such a shift over the last few years of like with content creation blowing up and getting sponsors and deals like that. But like honestly, the last like 10 to 20 years, like how long social media been around? The 2000, I guess Facebook was what? Yeah, it's been about 20 years now since Facebook really started with this. But like monetizing and doing a lot of it probably the last like 10 years. Um, and it's a skill that a lot of people, anyone can learn
Right.
at this point. And is being able to communicate with it, and it's such like such a high value skill that honestly isn't too hard to shift and learn
Yeah.
and doing things. And as much because I think it's people's perspective on it.
Mhm.
They just either hate social media for whatever prior beliefs that you have or certain attachments to it. It's thinking you need to perform a certain way on social media, and just be this character, which you can be if you want, or to dance, or whatever it may be. And I think it's whatever like mindset that you have towards that,
Mhm.
and people who attempt to do content creation is like, I just gotta do it just to post something and then just to get off and like screw social media. I hate it.
Yeah.
And I think if you just look at that and your energy is towards that, like you're never gonna have any success with it.
Right.
But if you just, hey, I'm just gonna learn a little bit of this, and we've had people that we've worked with and we've seen that takes a little while to kind of get going and getting used to it and being able to, you know, but they're trying, and I think it's the intention that you put into it. And if you're like, hey, I'm gonna start learning this and start to just chip away at this, like you may not have like 8 hours a day every single day to learn how to do this, but if you just spend a few hours a week, because it's honestly what drives your business,
Right.
like as well as honestly, the majority of companies, unless you're like a massive global brand, like if you just stop promoting, like even for us, like if we just not posted anything anymore, like yeah, we have certain clients, maybe some clients might, who we've had and may not see us, maybe reach out to us, or like diehards, and but like if we just stop marketing and stop doing content, like we wouldn't have a business.
Right. It's really crazy when you really think about it. The majority of business that we have created, and not just us, we're a small company, but all these companies, it's through social.
Mm-hmm.
It's just through social media. And it's so crazy because I think of the cable TV network that I have, which I'm going to cancel.
Mm-hmm.
But I think about it, like, what do I watch on it? There's 450 channels. I watch 2 channels.
Yeah.
I watch 2 channels. Why? Because those are the 2 things that are interesting to me. I'm not going to channel surf.
Right.
Let's see if I can find something. No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I go on there to watch games,
Mm-hmm.
to watch basketball or hockey
Mm-hmm.
or football.
Yeah.
And I go on there to... That's it. That's it. That's it. That's really it. I just go on there for that. I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
I don't watch really the weather I can find on my phone.
Yeah.
If I'm going to see a movie, I can go to the movies, or I can, go find it, on whatever, another platform,
Yeah,
Netflix
exactly.
or whatever. That's it. So
Mhm.
here's the thing about social media. Anything that I watch, anything that I rewatch, anything that I share, they'll say, hey, you like these clips? You like to watch Jordan clips?
Mm-hmm.
We'll just keep on putting Jordan clips in front of you.
Yep.
So it curates exactly what it is that I want.
Yeah.
I don't have to go find it. I don't have to go favorite it. I don't have to go and TiVo it or record it. Remember we had to do all that stuff?
Yeah.
I got to do any of that. All I got to do is just whatever I like and I'm watching, don't worry, bro, we got you.
Yeah. If you watch like 5 to 10 seconds of a clip, if you accidentally like just talking, you scroll and then someone's talking to you,
Yeah.
and you accidentally stay there too long,
They'll say,
you must like this. And
yeah,
if
you
you're
must like it. And we'll start to
post
put it in
with
front of you.
there was like so my girlfriend, so Lilac, so there's my girlfriend, I can't remember what it was, but it was some topic, and she was like kind of complaining about it to me. She was like, I can't believe this, blah, blah, blah. And then like the next 2 days, she's like, I keep seeing posts of this and I hate it. I was like, yeah, because remember 2 days ago you told me how much you hated it?
Yeah.
Like you should have just kept scrolling real quick and then told me about it. But yeah, so it's just
So this, I think
crazy.
the part that's so important is people understanding that we would rather watch real
Mhm.
versus fake and produced. We would rather watch something that is specific to us.
Mhm.
And if you take those two components, you add the content creator who is real and not this massive production, and you add things that are specific to you that the social media platforms can create. You take those two things together, someone that you can connect with
Mhm.
and a platform that can put the thing that you're interested in front of you, that creates the most magnetic force
Yeah.
of getting people to buy stuff. So what he was saying in that video is decreasing acquisition costs of customers, getting more return on your ad spend. It is perfectly set up for that. But in order for you to play in this game, you have to be the creator. So now let's talk about healthcare professionals. So how can a nurse, how can a therapist, how can they be a part of it? You could be a part of it because there are some people that are on the platform, the network,
Yep.
that their interest right now is fixing a problem.
Yeah.
They're fixing their knee problem. They're fixing their shoulder problem. They're sick of dealing with gout.
Mhm.
They're sick of dealing with, indigestion. They're sick of dealing with, gastric issues. They're sick of dealing with pelvic floor issues.
Mhm.
That's what they're looking for. They're on there to get entertained.
Yeah.
But if they get a commercial
'Cause-
that shows up about the thing that they're looking for, that they weren't even thinking about, they will stop and they'll watch and they can potentially buy.
Because these people, like we said, like we were talking about something and it popped up like within a minute. Like they're listening. So you might be searching and stuff, but all these devices are listening. We're probably gonna get some gout ads after this now. But they're listening. So even if you've never searched anything with knee problems, but you say, oh, this fella hurt my knee, or like I need to do something with my knee, or if you're searching it on one of your browsers, like it's all connected. Giving your phone all this information, whether you allow it or not, like they're probably still not caring and still collecting that data anyways. So like if your content is about that and it's specific and you can communicate in a way that they understand, doing this content creation is, how either you can sell your own stuff. You can, like all these big companies now, like they all have a marketing budget, but part of big chunks of their marketing budget is going to micro influencers, certain influencers. Like there's certain people I follow, like that I might not even realize it at this point. Like I just probably follow someone where like get entertained or just get value of some way it was entertainment, information, whatever it is. But like there's probably certain people that I watch, and if they would probably recommend a product, I would probably be highly inclined to look into it or buy it.
Right.
Just because like
Go look at this real quick. I want to see something.
But yeah.
Yeah, keep on talking.
Yeah, so I think it's like being able to develop the trust.
Yeah.
When you're doing content creation, and so you may get deals through sponsorships. You may get free product yourself that you're able to. Like one of our clients has a good relationship, not through social media, but like just an example of that. Like when you develop a relationship with a certain company, like you can get things for a lot cheaper for your own clinic, but then you can also have that to resell for other people or become an affiliate. So there's a lot of different ways and you can make money being a content creator, and it's also like a combination of all of it too. So it's not just having to do one or the other.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. There's not too many shows. I mean, there's a bunch of shows on TV. We still have ABC, CBS, Fox, and stuff like that. Would you agree that Shark Tank, I mean, we were just watching this video with Kevin O'Leary. It's probably one of the most popular shows on TV.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to guess how many views Shark Tank, which I believe is probably one of the most popular shows on
Yeah.
TV,
Yeah.
gets per episode? Just take a guess.
I don't know. Per episode, so that's like all time after like with rewatches and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Couple million?
Okay.
2 million?
It gets between 1.4 and 3.2
Okay.
million
Okay, so around
per
that.
episode. So you were right there. 1.4 to 3.2 million dollars per episode. Those episodes are 30-minute episodes.
I think that's what it was.
They said that it takes about 3 hours of filming
Mm-hmm.
to condense down to a 30-minute episode.
Yeah.
Okay? Imagine the amount of editing. Imagine all the things per episode. Now, I want you to think of certain videos that you have seen where
Yeah.
people are in their house. Have they gotten 1.4 million? Think of like
Yeah.
videos that you see on TikTok
Oh yeah.
on a daily basis that get
Yeah.
1.4 to 3.2
Oh, I
million.
see dozens of those each day where they're getting
Every single day.
Yeah, every single day. Like there's so many new videos that are getting millions of views.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. It doesn't make sense anymore.
No.
And this is the way to go. We've had a customer before she had her baby, recently. She did a video that was her just going from sit to stand,
Yep.
and it got like over 1 million views,
Yeah.
right? Guys, this is it. So content creation is just you taking whatever your expertise, your experience, your the thing that you're skilled at, and bringing it down into a humanized form and helping people
Mm-hmm.
or bringing awareness to people, basically having your own set of commercials.
Yeah.
That's really it. And you could do it totally for free. And I'm not saying it's easy, but it really isn't hard either.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just understanding what Kevin O'Leary said. It's just understanding the platform, understanding how the platform works, what they're looking for. And even for us, as we're understanding it more and more, we're realizing this is what it's looking for. And
Yeah.
we're just trying to make content that feels good for us,
Yeah.
but playing with the platform's game.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And if you guys are getting started with this, just start with one platform,
Mm-hmm.
one problem. Just keep it super simple. And of course, if probably listening to this because you're probably trying to find other ways to, make money not traditionally, then the one problem that you're solving for people, one simple thing to help them with. So, and I think there's a lot of stuff that we said in this episode, but just I think at the end of the day, like the whole principle, keep it simple, right? The KISS principle, keep it simple, silly, or whatever you want to use as for it. So I think that's probably like the main thing to take away from all this, because there's a lot of information with this, and like do not go and try to hit all the platforms and having your content try to hit on all of them. Like our main thing is still Instagram. Like we post on all the platforms, like we don't get a lot of hits on that. And then whatever that one thing you want to help people with, just stick with that versus trying to help somebody. Then you can eventually branch out, but just stick to the one thing because it can get easily overwhelming. So
Yeah. There was one I want to kind of finish out with this one girl. She was the knee. Wait, I think she was helping knee, right? She's a therapist. It's pretty a cool story. She's a therapist. I don't know a ton about her, but it did catch our eye. She's a therapist that was making a little over $100,000 a year in her cash practice, and basically started doing a version of the things that we talked about today.
yeah.
And here, just listen to the video.
Salary transparency videos. Oh, I thought making $100,000 as a physical therapist meant that I had made it. I even started my own cash-based physical therapy practice, and the most that I'd made in a year was $150,000. 2 months ago, I decided to sell my practice because I was making over $350,000 just online. I know this sounded crazy to me too. This is exactly what I did to start making that kind of money online. I've posted about something that was specific to me. I've had 5 knee surgeries. People really resonate with that, and I share not only what they should be doing for their bodies, but what I'm actually doing for my own body. And I'm living proof of why it works. Number 2, I created a digital digital product. You have to have something to sell because views are not going to pay your bills. And lastly, you have to talk about that product every damn day, every video. Do people see your videos every single day? So if you don't talk about your product, they will not know it exists. I had to get over the fact that I was feeling salesy or that people were hearing the same thing over and over again, because with social media these days, your videos probably aren't even being shown to your followers. I'm creating a course with all the things that I know that works that got me over $350,000 in a year so that you can just rinse and repeat it. To get you started, I created a free guide with exactly how I monetize off of this app. Just comment guide and I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah. Sold her practice. Shout out to Dr. Claire.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of good stuff with that video, but I think one of the biggest things is she said talk about your product every damn day. And I think it's like, not trying to sound sales or anything like that, but it's just probably her followers to this point, like they'll see it over and over and over again. And it's like, for us, it's like, oh, I just feel like, they're gonna get tired of selling it. I think that's just, your internal beliefs. And even for us, we could probably do a better job with that as well.
Yeah.
But she talks about it every single day. Like, I don't know the cost of her programs or anything like that, but she sold her practice for just to go do this and make 350 some K a year. So,
It's basically everything that, we discussed today. I mean, not everything, but she's using content creation
mhm.
to be able to talk about, the problems that she has
Yeah.
dealt with herself.
Yeah, her own
And she's
story.
helping other people with those problems. A very small portion of those people are buying her product, whatever her product is. So she probably has a digital product, which is, I think, what she
Yep,
said there. And from that digital product, it is helping people and it's meeting people where they're at. And I think the big takeaway that I want people to understand from this is that you don't have to stay burned out.
Mm-hmm.
There are many different ways of doing this, and of helping people. And I said this in a repost video, in that is that burnout is not just fatigue, emotional fatigue, physical fatigue, mental fatigue. Burnout is when you are fatigued, but you're in a no-win situation.
Yeah.
And I learned this when I used to work with tennis players and would travel with them. Every single time a player wins, there is about 10 to 15% of those players that get treatment after the match.
Mm-hmm.
Every time a player loses, it's anywhere between 85 to 95%. So the reality is that when you're winning, you're not really having a big problem with working hard. Right? Because you got momentum on your side. But when you're working hard and you're losing,
Yeah.
man, you've lost hope. You're physically exhausted. You're emotionally exhausted. You're mentally exhausted, and you see no point of return.
Yeah.
You see no light at the end of the tunnel. And that's when burnout hits. So the reality is that if we stay in the traditional way and only in the traditional way, here's what we do know. We know that more than likely you're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So now you add that you're seeing a bunch of patients, you're working really late, you're working on the weekends, you're working sometimes even on holidays,
Mm-hmm.
can't get caught up with your notes and your documentation. Man, that's just the perfect recipe for burnout. Right? But if you're productizing yourself, you're able to make money and not have to always be in front of someone. It's not saying you're never going to be in front of people, but you don't always have to be in front of somebody. You can go to bed and wake up with tens of thousands of eyeballs on your stuff.
Yeah.
Man, that gives you a pep in your step,
For sure.
right? So anyways,
Yeah.
that's kind of my piece. Anything else you got to say?
Yeah. I think like one more thing with the video we just watched with Claire, and I think for her, like, yeah, we're seeing like where she's at now, like how much she's made.
Mm-hmm.
But she also had her own practice, so I don't know if it's as a solopreneur or maybe like one other person or something like that. I literally just saw that post like last night. But she probably started off like running a practice is enough. Starting like any business you're gonna start like is a lot of work getting from the ground up. So she just make $150,000 a year. So, probably decently full schedule with her practice, and she probably was doing all this content stuff on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like she probably did a couple hours here or there a day or a week or whatever that may be, and to the point where like it sounded like she was still full time in her practice and doing this part time. And now she's sold her business that she was doing full time with, so she probably doesn't need to increase her hours at all to make the same amount of money.
Right.
So now that she's probably still working those same few hours a day,
Yeah.
to be able to have the same results, to go enjoy and do whatever she wants with that time. And also I don't know how long it took her to get to this point either.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I haven't done my research with her, but she's probably not working as hard as she was in the beginning when she was building all this up. So I think the biggest thing as well is anything that you're starting off with, like you're not going to make money right away because we're so conditioned to training time for money.
Right.
So it's like all that work she did up there, now she's optimizing stuff. And for the most part now, like if she has that one program and she's doing that, she probably just has to make content probably like not even an hour a day at this point, or how well she's probably doing stuff, or maybe like batches it for 1 day a week and just schedules it all out, just sells the same product.
Yeah.
So
The difference is that we are trained to be in front of somebody and then that person gives us money. Be in front of somebody, they give us money. Be in front of somebody, they give us money. The money might be a little bit bigger, but what you have to train yourself with is how can I do something one time and then be in front of a camera and bring value to people, post it, and the solution beyond the camera I already did, but I did it one time ago.
yeah.
And you make money in that way. And so it's, as I said, I'm not saying that it's a walk in the park, because me going to physical therapy school wasn't a walk in the park either.
Yeah.
But what I can say is that it's easier than going to physical therapy school.
Yeah.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
say that. I can say it's just like anything, you have to learn how to do it. But
I think also one thing that I'm just thinking about as well, like not to compare, but with the industry, let's say for physical therapists, and like this is gonna be a blanket statement, of course, and there's gonna be exceptions and things like that. But like for her, like if she has a knee program to get you better from knee pain, like the algorithm isn't gonna change about knee pain a year from now.
right.
Like with us being in the online space, like things are going to change a little bit, whether it's from content or how people are consuming things to whatever that may be. So I think it's more dynamic in our space from business to business. But when you have it to a patient, like the knee has been the knee for
Right.
for so long.
right,
So it's
right,
not like that many things you have to tweak
Yeah.
with it. So I think that's another thing to think about. Like maybe like there might be some small questions here or there about certain products and stuff that comes out for the knees is good or bad, but like it's just not much extra that you have to do. Like it's very minimal optimization, I think, once you have a good product.
Right. Yeah. That makes perfect sense. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
Us just kind of wrapping. We'll be doing a few more of these every once in a while, but hope you guys got something from that. All right. Till next time.
All right.
That was easy.